Get ready to be amazed. We're diving into the awe-inspiring world of megachurches. You know, those incredible buildings that'll leave you speechless with their stunning stained glass, gleaming marble, and breathtaking artwork. But these aren't your average small-town houses of worship. We're talking about massive structures that seat tens of thousands, even rivaling some professional sports stadiums. So, buckle up and join us as we count down the top 15 biggest mega churches in this epic video countdown, starting with a real showstopper, Seville Cathedral. But before we begin, let's set the stage. You see, centuries ago, Spain was under Muslim rule, but when the Catholics took back control in the Reconquista, Seville became a key spot for their efforts to bring Christianity back to the region. Now that we've got our grand introduction, let's talk about the very first church on our list. And what a stunner it is! Seville Cathedral, built right after Spain was retaken by Christians, replaced a massive mosque with its own jaw-dropping architecture. From 1401 to 1528, skilled craftsmen worked their magic, crafting an incredible Gothic masterpiece. Check this out: 80 chapels, a towering 104-meter bell tower called La Giralda, and intricate sculptures everywhere. It's a work of art that'll leave you breathless. If you ever find yourself in Seville, trust us when we say this cathedral is a must-visit. Alright, now let's move on to our next massive mega church. When we talk about Protestant churches, one giant stands out from the crowd: Ulm Minster, located in the heart of Germany. Now that we've seen how our first two churches made their mark on history, let's dive into Ulm Minster's incredible story. This German giant started life as a Catholic church back in 1405, but things took a dramatic turn in 1531 when the city decided to switch sides and become Protestant. The change wasn't just about religion. It also meant that construction on this massive church kept going for centuries. Yes, you heard that right. Ulm Minster was being built from 1405 until an astonishing 1890, making it one of the longest ongoing construction projects ever. Today, this Gothic masterpiece stands tall at an impressive 162 meters, with a striking sandstone tower that's hard to miss. And, fun fact, it still holds the title as the largest Protestant church in the world. Get ready to be blown away by the awe-inspiring Basilica of Our Lady of Lacan. This Polish powerhouse took center stage as Eastern Europe's largest church, and its story is truly a miracle in itself. It all started with a soldier who had an incredible vision. Mother Mary appeared to him, asking him to find her miraculous image and share it with the world. Fast forward to today, and that humble chapel has transformed into a gigantic basilica. After attracting hordes of pilgrims, the decision was made to build a massive new church in 1994. Completed in 2004, this stunning structure boasts an enormous dome reaching 98 meters high, along with a towering 141-meter-high spire. Now, this showstopper is the region's most breathtaking religious building, a true marvel of faith and architecture. Let's travel to Milan, Italy, where we'll uncover one of Europe's most jaw-dropping architectural wonders, the breathtaking Milan Cathedral, or Duomo. This Gothic masterpiece has been under construction since an impressive 1386, with major work wrapping up in the 19th century. But here's the thing, it took a whopping 579 years for this beauty to be fully finished in 1965. As Italy's largest church, excluding the Vatican, the Duomo's exterior is a dazzling display of white marble and ornate spires, setting it apart from Milan's urban landscape. However, don't let its bright facade fool you all. Step inside and you'll discover a tranquil, dark sanctuary where stunning paintings and statues take center stage. The perfect balance of awe-inspiring design and spiritual retreat. Next stop, Portugal. Get ready to be wowed by the ultra-modern Basilica of the Holy Trinity. Situated on the sacred grounds of the Sanctuary of Fatima, this architectural gem took just 14 years to complete and opened its doors in 2007, a striking contrast to Milan's centuries-long Duomo project. As the most revered religious site in Portugal, this basilica honors the legendary visit of the Virgin Mary to 3 young children back in 1917, where she reportedly performed miracles. The result is a stunning tribute, blending seamlessly into the historic atmosphere, while proudly showcasing its unique, contemporary design. Back in Europe, let's head to Portugal first, where a game-changing solution was built for the Sanctuary of Fatima, the Basilica of the Holy Trinity. This incredible church was created to handle the massive crowds of pilgrims, and it did so with style. The result is a spacious, modern masterpiece that can welcome up to 9,000 visitors at once. With its circular design, gleaming white stone brick, and warm wood accents, this basilica offers an unforgettable experience for those on a pilgrimage. Now, let's take a trip across the pond to England, where we'll discover our next wonder, Liverpool Cathedral. This stunning Anglican cathedral might not be as big as Rome's St. Peter's Basilica, but it takes pride in being the largest of its kind, an architectural gem that's sure to leave you in awe. Get ready to be amazed. Let's talk about the incredible journey of Liverpool Cathedral in England. The story begins in the 19th century when Liverpool became an important diocese and a stunning church was needed. Enter Gilbert Scott, just 22 years young and bursting with creativity but also super meticulous. He redesigned the project multiple times, even starting from scratch at one point. And then, things got even more complicated. World Wars I and II put construction on hold. But here's the cool part: after Gilbert Scott passed away in 1960, a new architect took the reins and picked up the pace. Fast forward to 1978. Liverpool Cathedral was finally complete. This architectural superstar combines 2 amazing styles, Gothic revival and modern elements. And just look at that gigantic central bell tower. It's an iconic feature that sets this cathedral apart from any other. It's no wonder why people can't help but fall in love with its beautiful design. You won't want to miss this. Next stop, the Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls in Rome. And trust us, it's a real showstopper. With its jaw-dropping beauty, it's no surprise that it's often considered one of the most stunning churches on our list. If you're ever in Rome, make sure to add this breathtaking basilica to your must-see attractions. Get ready to be awestruck by its incredible architecture and history. Let's take a journey through time. This incredible church has been around since the 4th century, but its current stunning form was rebuilt after a devastating fire in 1823 and finally took shape in the 1920s. As you approach, get ready to be charmed by its lush gardens, the vibrant greens popping against the church's gleaming white marble exterior. Stepping inside, you'll be blown away by the mesmerizing mosaic portraits of all 266 popes that line the ceiling columns, with spaces left open for future papal additions. It's a fascinating piece of history in itself, but the basilica holds even more secrets. Did you know it's also home to the tomb of the legendary St. Paul? This makes it an epic pilgrimage site that attracts visitors from all over the world. Next stop, Yeouido Full Gospel Church in South Korea. Get ready to be blown away by its enormous size. This place is massive, covering an area equivalent to 1.5 football fields. But what's even more impressive than its scale is its humble beginnings. Back in the 1950s, pastors David Yong Gai Cho and Choi Ja-sil started this evangelical movement with a small home service. They took it to the streets, literally all. They went door to door, spreading love, offering help, and praying for those in need. Their selfless efforts sparked a fire that spread rapidly, turning their little home church into Asia's largest church and one of the most inspiring stories of faith and community. let's head to South Korea and check out Yoido Full Gospel Church. It's Asia's biggest. But before it was this massive structure, it started small. In fact, Pastor David Yong-gi Cho used to hold services in his home and then moved to big tents as the church grew. Eventually, they built two separate churches, so Daemun in 1961 and Yoido Full Gospel Church on Yoido Island in 1973. And what a beast it is! This massive church can fit an incredible 7,500 worshipers, covering over 4,000 square meters of space, all thanks to the donations from its members. Although the church faced some challenges after their beloved pastor passed away in 2021, Yoido Full Gospel Church still stands strong. Next up, we're jetting off to Africa for our next record-breaking church. Now we're off to Egypt for the breathtaking Cathedral of the Nativity of Christ. This stunning cathedral is not only the largest Coptic church, but also one of the newest. It was built and completed in 2019, sending a powerful message of unity and coexistence between different faiths. The beautiful church was designed with Noah's Ark as inspiration, featuring smooth curved areas that give off a ship-like vibe. And look out for those striking lighthouses on either side. They're home to the iconic bells that complete this nautical theme. As the main church of the Coptic Orthodox Church of Alexandria, it's no surprise that this cathedral is jam-packed with impressive features, including a massive square, papal headquarters, and even an admin office. With room for 8,500 worshipers, you can bet attendance will be growing by leaps and bounds every year. Next up, we're sailing across the pond to the Big Apple, the incredible Cathedral of St. John the Divine. This stunning New World church is not only the largest in the Western Hemisphere, but also an architectural gem nestled in the heart of New York City. But what makes this cathedral truly unique is its fascinating history. Back in 1887, Bishop Henry Codman Potter had a vision to build a new Episcopal cathedral that would give Catholic-owned St. Patrick's Cathedral a run for its money. And boy, did he deliver. Now, let's dive deeper into the Cathedral of St. John the Divine's epic story. Construction kicked off in 1889 with a bold Byzantine Romanesque design, but by 1909, they were feeling fancy and switched to a Gothic revival style. Talk about architectural identity crisis. Despite having big plans, budget, blues, and World War II brought construction to a grinding halt. It wasn't until the 1980s that work started again. But just as they thought they'd finally finish the cathedral, disaster struck in 2001 when a fire ravaged parts of the building. The rebuild was massive, literally. The final result is often called St. John the Unfinished, with its southern transept and towers still missing from the original design. But don't let that fool you, this church is enormous, measuring an impressive 183 meters long, 54 meters tall, and covering a whopping 11,000 square meters of floor space. Next up is Bet Mahin Alam, and trust me, size isn't everything. This tiny church packs a massive punch. Despite being the smallest on our list, it's actually one of the world's largest monolithic churches, carved out of a single, gigantic piece of stone. You might be wondering what in the world is a monolithic church. Well, these awe-inspiring structures are made from just one colossal rock, not exactly easy to come by. Normally, you'd find them nestled into mountainsides, but Bet Mahin Alam defies the odds as it's carved from a single, freestanding boulder. Mind blown yet? Get ready for the monumental Bet Mahin Alam in Ethiopia, measuring an impressive 33.5 meters long, 23.5 meters wide, and standing tall at 11 meters high. This ancient wonder was likely carved from a massive volcanic rock back in the late 12th or early 13th century by King Leobil, with around 40,000 laborers lending a hand. Some historians think it's an exact replica of another Ethiopian church, But what truly sets Bet Mahan Alam apart is its unique design. Just imagine 34 massive columns surrounding this stone giant. And don't even get me started on the symbolism. 3 empty graves in one corner are said to be prepared for the biblical Big Three: Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To top it all off, it's home to a stunning 7-kilogram gold Laelbiel cross. This place is seriously cool, and we're just getting started. Let's dive into the incredible story behind Brazil's Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady Aparecida. It all began back in 1717 when 3 fishermen were fishing on the Paraíba River to supply a big feast. But despite their prayers, they came up empty-handed until one of them miraculously caught something unexpected: a statue of the Virgin Mary. From that moment on, their fishing nets were overflowing with fish, and the finder of the statue started displaying it in his home so others could pray. As word spread, he built a tiny chapel around the sacred image, which eventually grew into a massive structure we know today. By 1955, this humble beginning had transformed into the breathtaking Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady Aparecida, and it's still drawing millions of pilgrims to this day. Get ready to be amazed by Brazil's jaw-dropping Cathedral Basilica of Our Lady Aparecida. This incredible church wasn't built just to house a precious statue. It was designed to accommodate an enormous following with its impressive Romanesque revival style. The basilica boasts equal arms in the shape of a Greek cross, measuring 188 meters long, 183 meters wide, and a staggering 109 meters tall. Its massive capacity of 30,000 seats can barely keep up with the millions of pilgrims flocking here each year to catch a glimpse of the iconic statue that started it all and nearly vanished forever in a daring robbery attempt back in 1978. Today, this architectural wonder stands strong as a tribute to the enduring power of faith and community. Buckle up and get ready for an epic journey through time. We're diving into the incredible history of Hagia Sophia. This architectural icon has been leaving crowds in awe since 360 AD, but it didn't become the stunning masterpiece you see today until around 537. Over the centuries, Hagia Sophia transformed from a humble Christian cathedral to an influential symbol of faith, serving as the main holy site for the Greek Orthodox Church. But its story took a dramatic turn in 1453 when the Ottoman Empire captured Constantinople after just 55 days of siege, marking the end of Hagia Sophia's life as a church and sparking a new chapter in this legendary building's enduring legacy. Let's keep the momentum going as we explore more about this UNESCO superstar, Hagia Sophia. So, after the Ottomans took over in 1453, they gave it a major makeover, turning it into a mosque and scrubbing out most of that Christian flair. It remained a place of worship for Muslims until 1935, when Turkey's founding father, Ataturk, declared Hagia Sophia a museum, and it stayed that way for almost 9 decades. But in 2020, President Erdogan's government made headlines by reconverting it back into a mosque, which didn't exactly sit well with the international community. Now, let's talk about why Hagia Sophia still blows our minds today. Its sheer scale is mind-boggling, showcasing some seriously impressive engineering skills. Next up, we've got a real showstopper. Get ready to be amazed by the numbers and grandeur of these architectural icons. So, Hagia Sophia isn't just a big building, it's a massive one, measuring an impressive 82 meters long, 73 meters wide, and 55 meters tall, dwarfing everything around it in Istanbul. But what really sets it apart is its jaw-dropping design, with stunning domes, towering marble pillars, and incredible mosaics that you won't find anywhere else. Talk about one of a kind. And let's not forget, this beauty was a powerful symbol of the Byzantine Empire, making Hagia Sophia an absolute must-see on our list. Stay tuned for number 2. where we'll be counting down another record-breaking church, and it's located in Rome. Now, let's shift our focus to Rome and get ready to be blown away by an architectural giant. Introducing St. Peter's Basilica. This Italian icon isn't just huge, it's the largest church in the world, measuring an incredible 220 meters long, 150 meters wide, and reaching for the skies at 137 meters tall. And the numbers don't stop there. This massive basilica can fit a whopping 60,000 people inside, making it the perfect spot for a grand gathering. But what's even more fascinating is its rich history. Did you know that St. Peter's Basilica was built on top of an ancient site where Emperor Constantine himself constructed the very first church in 329? This place holds secrets and stories dating back to the early days of Christianity, making it an absolute must-see for anyone interested in history and faith. Get ready for a thrilling tale of architecture, history, and visionary genius. As millions of devoted pilgrims flock to Rome, the original St. Peter's Basilica started showing its age by the mid-15th century. So, in 1506, Pope Julius II rolled out the blueprint for an epic renovation, sparking a construction project that would last an astonishing 120 years and involve some seriously talented architects. The journey began with Donato Bramante's bold plan, a Byzantine-inspired masterpiece featuring multiple domes and towers. Talk about grandeur! But when Bramante bit the dust, Antonio da Sangallo took over and drastically altered the design, realizing Bramante's supports just wouldn't cut it for the massive dome. Enter stage left. None other than Michelangelo, the mastermind behind some of history's most iconic creations. He took the reins and transformed the basilica into what we know today, a jaw-dropping blend of styles that's truly one of a kind. Buckle up for a mind-blowing showcase of sheer scale and artistic mastery. Michelangelo's game-changing design transformed the basilica into an awe-inspiring behemoth with a single, colossal dome that towers at an incredible 137 meters high. That's roughly as tall as a 46-story building. This engineering marvel measures a whopping 42 meters in diameter, and its secret lies in those mind-bending twisted columns that defy convention. As you gaze upon the corners, be mesmerized by the intricate sculptures that adorn each one like precious gems. But what really sets this masterpiece apart is its timelessness. Every work of art within these walls was crafted using micro-mosaics, ensuring it would withstand the test of centuries rather than fading with paint. And if you think that's all, just wait until you discover the treasure trove of additional buildings that surround St. Peter's, including the world-renowned Vatican Museum, the breathtaking Sistine Chapel, and the opulent Apostolic Palace. Get ready to be completely swept away by this architectural wonderland. But before we reveal the title holder for the largest church globally, let's just say that St. Peter's has set the bar extremely high. Its massive interior surface area makes it a force to be reckoned with. However, if size truly does matter, then get ready to meet our new contender, the Basilica of Our Lady of Peace. This architectural giant has earned itself the Guinness Book of World Records title for being the largest church in the world, and that's no small feat. But what's even more fascinating is its relatively recent completion. 1989 might seem like just yesterday. So, let's dive into this stunning structure and explore why it takes the top spot as our #1 biggest church on the planet. Let's uncover the story behind this architectural marvel. The Basilica of Our Lady of Peace was commissioned by none other than Félix Houphouët-Boigny, the Ivory Coast's very first president. Talk about a vision for your hometown. Right, he aimed to transform Yamoussoukro into the country's new hub. And what better way to make a statement than with an epic church? This megastructure is literally his personal brand on steroids. But here's the cool part, its design might seem familiar to... That's because it was heavily inspired by our beloved St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. However, this African giant is not just a copycat. It boasts an impressive 30,000 square meters of surface area and a show-stopping cross on top of its dome. To put its size into perspective, this basilica can fit a whopping 18,000 worshippers inside. The interior design is a feast for the eyes. Italian marble and French contemporary stained glass come together to create an unforgettable experience. It's no wonder it holds the Guinness World Record title for the largest church in the world. Let's dive into a surprising twist about this magnificent basilica. The price tag that'll make your jaw drop. The construction cost, a staggering $100 million. To put that in perspective, back then, this was roughly double the entire Ivory Coast's national debt. Meanwhile, many locals were struggling to access basic necessities like clean water and sanitation. It's hard not to wonder if this mega project was more about making a grand statement than helping the community. But here's another jaw-dropping fact. Despite its breathtaking beauty, the Basilica of Our Lady of Peace barely gets used. Talk about an expensive relic. You won't believe what happened when this grand basilica finally opened its doors. Crickets. Despite being touted as the world's greatest, it turns out that very few pilgrims are actually flocking to visit. In fact, instead of packing in thousands daily, the church only sees a handful of people each week, totaling just a few hundred parishioners. Meanwhile, the older and more established Cathedral of St. Augustine is where the real action happens. Now, there was one instance when the basilica did see a surge in attendance. During President Houphouët-Boigny's funeral, it finally reached capacity. But consider this, given that only 17% of locals identify as Catholic, it's clear that this mega church is mostly an unused, and some might say, unnecessary luxury. So, what's the verdict on the world's greatest basilica? It seems like